Welcome back to Briggs on Books, our international talk show with authors. We talk to authors about how they did it. How did you get a book published? You know, we've been talking to authors from all over the world today. I think we had one from France, one from United Kingdom, one from Canada, and now we're going to a whole nother country. It used to be its own country, Canada, and we're going to talk to, let me see if I can find this author. Here he is, all the way from Texas, author Rodney McNeil. Welcome, Rodney.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Mike.
Yeah, we know Texas used to be its own country, and we all think we know Texas because we know where it is and everything, but until you get there, that's a big place.
Yeah.
And everything's
really
bigger.
Big.
Everything's bigger in Texas. What part of Texas are you in?
I am in Irving, Texas, and that's in Dallas County.
Dallas County. Now, is that where you're from originally?
I'm actually from Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, okay. Everybody from Texas is from somewhere in Texas, no doubt about it. By the way, you're a very clever guy. I'm going to put some of his book covers up for you all to see. I Hate Essays. Get it? I Hate Essays. Here's one of his older books, Romance is Dead. Romance is Dead. You're a very clever guy, and I can tell when we get into your book, we're going to find it's very creative. Anyway, welcome, Rodney. Tell us about this book, I Hate Essays.
Yes, so I Hate Essays. It is a collection of essays that I wrote during my undergraduate studies, and it was initially for people that was having trouble writing essays. But based on that book cover with the eye on it, it's a symbol of perception, and it was a lot of conversation surrounding people hating essays. So I wanted my publication to serve more as a blueprint so that they could observe the structure and the formatting, the way that I relate a message in a conversational aspect, as well as the personality that I put into the essays, the overall quality of the work.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they could be inspired and pattern that.
I tended to go to college a lot. I got 4 degrees, and I wrote a lot of essays, and boy, do I hate essays. I wish I had your book before. Maybe I could have found a creative way to approach it. You know, I was writing mine, it's due in 10 minutes. I was writing, but it sounds like you had fun with it. In fact, you liked writing essays. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, being a general studies major, liberal arts, you have a lot of different subject matters, and a lot of times it's communication courses, and they have you writing every day. So from 2021 to 2024, I'm writing every day essays.
Yeah. Now, and they're entertaining enough, you thought somebody might like to read a book of your essays.
Right.
Can you give us an example of a couple of the essay topics?
Yes. So I have a diversity of essay topics. Some range from arguing the existence of God, advocating for women, as well as exercise science, justice and equality, politics, discrimination, activism through dancing. And this is accomplished over 28 essays.
28 essays, yeah. Now, I am a nerd, I will admit. I'm the kind of guy that would read this book. Is it just for people who are in the essay writing business, like students, or will other people find it entertaining and informative?
I think other people will find it entertaining and informative as well, because I put some things in there like proverbs. So it's small phrases that kind of give you or foreshadow the essay that's coming up.
Nice.
So I think anyone that likes to read can easily be inspired by the essays because, like I said, they tackle a diversity of subjects. And it is relevant to the things that's going on now in our world.
Yeah. Now, I read. That's all I do. I read, and then I interview authors. That's my whole life. But I love to study the structure and how people put stuff together. That's why I think I'm going to like this book. And like I said, I probably wish I would have read it earlier in my life when I didn't care about structure, figuring things out. I just needed to get the assignment done. But at this point, I really like to study someone's approach and how they shape the words and how they use the words and things like that. So I'm going to like it. But who else? Who should be reading this book? Do you think this should be a must-read for students?
It is definitely a must read for students because you're gonna face an essay whether you like it or not. I know some people don't like math, and they should definitely find a book to study that. But for those who don't like essays, you definitely should pick up this book. And even if you do like essays, pick it up because it'll give you some more elements and layers on how to actually approach your essay from a conversational aspect.
Right. And of course, people should not copy your essay and use it as their own, but somebody could go in and copy your structure and style and stuff like that. And I think that's okay when you're a student looking at other people's work and trying to emulate it and copy the style and the structure. Is there any discussion in the book beyond the essays?
No. The only other thing in the book is the introduction and then the proverbial phrases. Mm-hmm. So I didn't make it preachy. It was more of a look at the essays and how I wrote them. Mm-hmm. So more of a demonstration for them to kind of just like open up their minds and follow it.
Yeah. Now, by the way, I like to restate, I Hate Essays is the title by Rodney McNeil. Where can they find this book, Rodney?
They can find it on Amazon for now.
For now.
So it's strictly on Amazon.
Well, interesting you say that about Amazon, because I just went there and punched in this book to take a look at it, and I found this other book. Tell us about it. Very clever again. Romance is Dead. Romance is Dead. Tell us about that book, Rodney.
Oh, yeah. So Romance is Dead. That was actually the first book that I ever released, and I released it in 2020. Mm-hmm. And it is a short story. It's an allegory, if you will, about how the things that we have in our hearts, they're living as characters. Mm-hmm. So it takes place in the heart, and these characters are emotions, and it paints a world of its own. It's poetic, and it's just showing that we can live beautifully, as some characters are, or we can live more like in rage. Yeah. So it is poetic. It has a flow to it, and it's a short story, but it's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah. Now those are just the ones I picked out to spotlight here, but are there more books?
I actually have one more, and it's called The Candy Academy, and this is a children's book that I wrote with my son.
Nice. Very nice. Wow. Now, are there more coming? You got another book in your head, or a bunch of books in your head?
There are a bunch of books in my head, and there is more to come. Yeah. I actually have, I will be launching my own imprint pretty soon. So if you want me to come back on here and talk about that imprint, I am open, especially when it launches.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, we'd love to have you back. You're a fascinating guy. Now, there's a process to writing. By the way, our viewers, many of our viewers have not published a book, but they're writing books. And there's a whole process of writing, finally deciding to put your pencil down. And then once you do that, you say, oh no, what do I do now? I got to get it published. Well, you've done it several times. And once you've done it, is it getting easier for you to get them out there?
It is definitely easier. You just got to understand the process of it. And really, after you write it, which I recommend, don't write it with a pencil, type it out. Yeah. That way you already have the manuscript in a file. Yeah. Make sure everything is wrote in one file. And then when you begin to start the publishing process, since I do mine on Amazon, you would go to Amazon and pretty much put it into their structure. And, from there, make sure you have your book cover, your table of contents, and all these different elements that you want to add into it.
Yeah. Is Amazon particularly helpful? Or do you have to just jump in?
Amazon itself won't help the creator or the author. to publish, but they do have the templates.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll still have to do a lot of adjusting and formatting.
I see.
But I will give this advice: if you can't find yourself doing it, Fiverr, or probably even Upwork, has a lot of talent to where they know how to put it together, and maybe they won't charge you, as much to put that together for you.
Yeah, that'd be okay. So there are people out there that can help you.
Yes.
And that's amazing. So if people are writing and they're mailing out their somebody said this on the show earlier today. I printed my manuscript and I mailed it to so many companies. I didn't even know there was mail anymore, but they mailed it, put it in an envelope. They mailed it to so many companies, and they just weren't happy with the responses. But there's other ways now, and you can do it yourself through Amazon or other places too, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So what's coming up next? You have a book. You said imprint. Is that the name of the book, or what does that mean?
No, so when I say I have my own imprint coming, that's my own creative company that I will be publishing my books under.
Okay. Nice.
Although I will still use Amazon, to self-publish. I have my company name, and that company name will stand out on all of my books from here out.
Nice. Now, is somebody helping you do the illustrations? Because there's some amazing work there.
Now, I will say for Romance is Dead, we did use someone on Fiverr, and she's really good with the book covers. But the I Hate Essays, I actually did it myself.
You did? Okay, good.
I used Canva AI. So I had like a picture of a eye. The eye was blue, the iris of it, and it was like on a beige background. And I just knew that this wasn't it. This won't capture the attention of people. So I used the Canva AI, excuse me, and I prompted it. And that cover that you see now is one of the covers that it presented me.
So it gave you a few choices?
Yeah, it gave me like 5 or 6 choices. Yeah. And the one that I chose, I felt like that would be the one that would best represent my creative work for this book.
Yeah.
The only thing I did have to do was change the wording on it because it didn't get the title right. Okay. So I did have to edit that.
Now, by the way, I read a lot of books. So a lot of my time is spent picking my next book, trying to figure out what I'm going to read next. And when it comes to, one of my things that helps me make my choice is the cover. And look at this. It's beautiful. Rodney, it very pulls you in. And you get, I'm not going to buy it because of the cover, but it makes you stop and look. And I read up on the book a little bit. I said, that's something that I would read. That's the kind of thing I would read because I'm a nerd. But good job on the cover. So
I appreciate that.
Now, Rodney, we're running out of time. We have. I did go to the website that we have on the screen, Amazon.com /author/Rodney McNeil, and I enjoyed reading up on you and who you are, and let me see your other books and how clever you are, and I'm very impressed by you. We're way past time. I could talk to you all day, Rodney. I just want to give you a minute. Is there anything else, anything we missed you want to tell our viewers about your book, about you, or anything in the world you want to talk about?
I would just like to say, continue to look out for me. Like I said, I have my own creative imprint coming, and we're going to have a plethora of projects on this imprint, and they're still going to be poetic. Those covers are still going to pop. Yeah. And I just want to give the quality of my writing and my art and my vision, to everybody. So be on the lookout for this imprint. Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to hear a lot from you, and I got a feeling we're going to see you on this show many times. And you're invited anytime you want to call, anytime you want to be on the show, because you're fascinating and so creative, Rodney. I appreciate you very much. I'm inspired by you. So thank you, Rodney. Thank you, and I appreciate that as well. My pleasure. And for our viewers, don't go anywhere, because we're going to be back with another author from another faraway land coming up right after this. Stand by, Rodney. We're almost out, and we're out. Thank you.